Mills Mafia. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic. And today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Could famous Jameis be finding his way to Houston? Could Jameis Winston end up being a Houston Texan? You know what? It's not as crazy as it sounds. Whole time, it actually makes a lot of sense. We're going to talk about, we're going to break it down. But before we do that, like I've been telling you the last couple of videos, the goal is to reach 5K, 5,000 subscribers. We reach 5K, I'm doing a very special giveaway. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. You want to be a part of it, but the only way to be a part of it is to get the channel to 5K. That means you got to do your part, which is like, share, subscribe, send it to your homeboy, your homegirl, your cousin, your next door neighbor, your co-workers at work, anybody who like YouTube, anybody who like sport content. Get them to this channel, get them to subscribe so we can get the channel to 5K. We are so close, y'all. We are real close. And I just got a call. These giveaways are actually going to be better than I initially thought. So you, trust me, you don't want to miss it. You want to be a part of it. Share it on all social media platforms, whatever social media you use. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, any type of social media that you use. Also, follow me on social media. The links in the description below. Hit the links in the description. Follow me on social media. Also, we're giving away 30 days free at Amazon Prime. If you sign up to Amazon Prime, you get 30 days free. Hit them links in the description. Let's subscribe to this channel. Get this channel up to 5K so you can be part of this very, very special giveaway. Now, it's some whispers, some little rumblings, some little whispers that the Houston Texans could be interested in eyeing Jameis Winston, to bring in Jameis Winston, famous Jameis of the Houston Texans. It's some whispers, some rumblings. And when I first heard this, my initial thought is, we got many city Mills, baby. Mills Mafia, bro. Let's go. We got Mills, man. Yeah, whatever. No, but seriously, when I first heard this, I'm like, ain't no way. They not wouldn't go after Jameis. But after I've done some deep diving into it, like I said, it actually makes a lot of sense. Too much damn sense, to be honest with you. It's not far-fetched. It actually makes a lot of sense. I'm explaining why. Also, when I was did Soft Sports with Honcho the other day, shout out to everybody that did Soft Sports, the original Houston Roundtable. Make sure y'all catch us every Tuesday night on Fox26.com or the Fox 26 app. Y'all make sure y'all catch us out there. Shout out to everybody there in Soft Sports. Honcho asked me this the other day on the stream. Well, I'd be interested. And I told him, I'm actually intrigued. I would take Jameis Winston. And I'm about to explain why. It's kind of the reason why it makes a lot of sense. It's going to be very, very interesting. Like, the Houston Texans would be extremely, it has nothing to do with Mills. The Houston Texans would be extremely interesting. Because Jameis Winston going to get you 30 touchdowns. He going to throw you 30 touchdowns. Now, he might throw 25 picks. He might throw 25 picks, but he gonna throw that thing. He gonna put the ball in the air. He gonna throw that thing. He gonna throw it. And when I looked at his numbers last year, he actually didn't really have a bad season. He really didn't. And to be honest, if you look at his numbers from his career, because people, especially people with David Mills, want to throw out how his numbers was the last 5 games and him compared to other rookies. When you look at David Mills' numbers, his numbers look damn good. But before we get to numbers, I'm talk about how it makes sense, actually. Remember, Jameis Winston was the #1 overall pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in 2015. You know who the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2015? Lovie Smith. Now, it was Lovie Smith's second year. Ended up being this last year. They went 6-10. And he ended up getting fired because basically his offensive coordinator stabbed him in the back because he wanted to take over, ended up taking over the job. And then that was a whole debacle and things like that. But Jameis had all those issues in college with, with the case, with him standing on the lunch table, saying, grab her by the, the whole crab leg incident, and the Uber thing, or the Uber thing happened in the NFL. Can't remember. But Jameis had a lot of things. And, the second pick was a quarterback as well, another Heisman quarterback, Marcus Mariota. If Lovie didn't sign off on Jameis, I'm pretty sure they could have went after Marcus Mariota. So evidently Lovie had to sign off on Jameis, or Lovie was the one clamoring this for Tampa Bay to draft Jameis. Either or, he has a connection to Jameis. And another thing too, because people always want to talk about, especially everybody out there who love Pep Hamilton, who think that Pep Hamilton is going to be this great offense coordinator. I'm intrigued with Pep Hamilton. I'm not down like some people are down on Pep Hamilton. I don't really know. He piques my. I think he's going to be better than Tim Kelly. He piques my interest. I think that he would need a better quarterback in the system than Davis Mills. But I know a lot of people that's part of the reason because the whole Stanford connection. But Actually, Jameis Winston fits what Pep wants to do more than Davis Mills. If you look at Pep's offense when it was successful, when he was at Stanford, he had Andrew Luck. When he was the offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts, he had Andrew Luck. When he was the quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator for the LA Chargers, he had Justin Herbert. When he was the head coach of the DC Defenders for the XFL, he had Cardell Jones. You know what all three of those quarterbacks got in common? They're all big and big arm quarterbacks. Big body, big arm quarterbacks. Davis Mills is not. Davis Mills, I don't know how tall he is, but I mean, he just has a big head, but he's not a big. He doesn't have a big arm. Like people talk about, oh, he can make all those. Davis Mills does not have a big arm. Like he doesn't have a bad arm. He has just a regular. He's just a regular run the mill NFL arm. He has an average NFL arm. I'm not saying he's what's the quarterback for the Jets back in the day? Not called I can't think of his name. Chad Pennington. He don't have an arm like Chad Pennington who couldn't really throw. I ain't saying he got a bad arm like that, but he don't have no gun. Jameis has a gun. Jameis is 6'4", like I think like 225. It has a gun. Like actually, it might be 245 if I'm not mistaken. Well, let me see what Jameis is. He might be 245. No, he's 231. 6'4", 231 pounds, and has a big arm. He has a rocket. Like Jameis can throw that thing. He really can. And like I said, he can throw you. He can throw you 30 touchdowns. Like I'm very intrigued about bringing in Jameis because he'll throw you 30 touchdowns. Like I said, he might throw you 25 picks. But he gonna throw 30 touchdowns. He gonna put the ball in the air, and that's what Pep Hamilton likes to do. Pep Hamilton likes to throw that ball. So you telling me that he'll have Jameis Winston? Oh, he throwing that thing. Oh, it's going in the air. He gonna throw that thing. He is throwing that thing. He tossing it. He throwing it in the air all game, especially with Brandon Cooks. Man, please, he is throwing that thing. It's going. That's why I'm here for it. I'm very intrigued about it. Very. If that, I will be out. Sign me up for that. Because at the very least, of all things, then the Texans season would be something to watch. It really would be. Like Jameis and Pep Hamilton is going to be an offense one I'm willing to watch. I would be ready to watch it. And if you understand, and if you look at his numbers last year weren't bad at all before he got hurt. He was actually playing pretty well. And actually, if you really look at his numbers for his career, they're really not bad. I might say last year he only played 7 games. He had he only played 7 games. Now he did only have 1,170 yards, but he had 14 touchdowns and 3 picks. He had 14 touchdowns. Now I know 5 of them came in the season opener, so that's basically a third of his touchdowns came in the season opener. But 14 touchdowns in 7 games, that means he didn't even play he missed 10 games of the season because it was 17 games. He missed 10 games of the season. So he's averaging 2 touchdowns a game. If you give him 2 touchdowns a game, you know how many touchdowns he got for the season? Because that means he missed 10 games, he would miss 20 touchdowns. So based off the averages, he would have got 34 touchdowns. That's the most touchdowns in franchise history if he's Houston Texans. That's the most touchdowns in franchise history because Deshaun has the most at 33. He would have one more than Deshaun Watson. And it's not unfathomable that he would score these touchdowns because let's look at his career. His rookie year, he threw 4,042 yards, had 22 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. His second year, threw 4,090 yards, had 28 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. His next year, he only played both his first 2 years he played 16 games. His next year he only played 13 games, threw 3,504 yards, had 19 touchdowns, 11 picks. Then the next year he only played 11 games, had 2,992 yards, 19 touchdowns, 4 picks. Then his last year in Tampa Bay, his last full season started in 2019, he threw 5,109 yards, threw 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, which he led the league in interceptions. He led the league in passing yards, also led the league in interceptions as well. And like I said, like kind of like his worst and bad year. And I know he also had Mike Evans his whole career, and that year in particular, he had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. He's always had weapons around him and things like that. I know last year, I mean, being in the Saints' offense and things like that. So you look at the Houston Texans offense outside of Brandon Cooks. It's like a lot left to be desired, and I think they can fix some of these things during the offseason. I think somebody they can go after and target. I'm gonna do a video talking about some of the free agents they can go after, but also I think James would sign a relatively easy deal. Like I don't think James is gonna be asking you for a whole bunch of money. And to all the Mills truthers out there, everybody that's part of Mills Mafia, y'all should actually want this too, because you should want a quarterback to actually give Davis Mills. Even though he played well at the end of the season, I'm not going to take that away. He played well at the end of the season, but he still doesn't deserve to get the full keys. I think he deserves not to. I don't think you need to draft nobody, and you don't need to go trade for nobody, and you don't need to spend no big money on nobody. But if you're telling me that you could bring in a guy on the first or second, I know like him or Mariota on a 2-year deal type situation, 1 to 2 year deal type situation, and basically give Davis Mills some competition, because who's to say Dave Mills ain't earned the right not to have no competition? So bring in Jameis Winston, who has a relationship with Lovie Smith, who offense better suits the offense better suits him more so than Davis Mills. Like the offense better suits the traits that Jameis brings better suits with this offense what Pep Hamilton wants to do. Trust me, if Pep has been around Andrew Luck for 5 years, well, actually longer than that. If Pep been with Andrew Luck all through college, and then Andrew Luck's first 3 to 4 years in the NFL, then spent a cup of coffee with the XFL, being with Cardale Jones, who's another big arm, a big body, a quarterback, and then the rookie year with Justin Herbert. Don't you think the offense benefits what he wants to do? Because he wants to throw the football. He wants. All the coach did was throw the football. All Cardale Jones did with the DC defenders was throw the football. Majority of that's the reason why Justin Herbert won Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. They throw the football. So if you give him a quarterback who wants to throw the football, like Jameis said in the interview, in that press conference after the season 2019, I was balling. You better check it, sheet. You better check it. I was balling. Threw for 5,000 yards. Now I get it. He had Chris Godwin. He had Mike Evans. But he had the whole season. I remember a game against the Houston Texans where he didn't have neither Chris Godwin or Mike Evans, and he still threw for over 400 yards. Now, he did throw 4 picks in that game. He did. He threw a pick 6 to Bradley Roby, and then threw what should have been another pick 6 to Justin Reed. The pick stood, but the touchdown got called back. He threw a pick to Jonathan Joseph, and then he threw a pick to end the game off. That's how the game ended. When they were driving, and he threw the pick in the drive. He threw the pick to end up costing the game. And I don't know about a lot of his early numbers, like his first 2 years, if they were garbage time or not. I can't attest to that, but I do know the year he led the league in passing, because they won 9 games, I think. I think they either won 9 games or they won 8 games his last year at Tampa Bay. Those weren't garbage time. Actually, if anything, he actually threw them out of games. Like if anything, he actually threw them out of games. Like, so they wasn't like they put up guards. Like, he cost them games towards the end. And I know I'm saying that. Well, see, he cost them games. Why would you want them? Because you want the competition. Why you want the competition? At the very least, you should want the competition. If you are as big as David Mills, if you believe David Mills is that guy, he should be able to withstand some competition. Because I tell you this, if Deshaun Watson was a start, if Deshaun Watson wasn't demanding a trade, I don't think nobody would be mad that we be bringing in Jameis Winston. We wouldn't be afraid. Why you bringing Jameis Winston? We got Deshaun Watson. Because we already know that Jameis ain't taking the ball away from Deshaun Watson. So we not tripping. So if you that confident in Davis Mills, you should already know that Jameis Winston is not taking the ball away from Davis Mills. But I actually beg to differ. I think he would win. I think he would win that quarterback competition because he's a better quarterback than Davis Mills, in my personal opinion. As of right now, who's to say he might be better than Davis Mills might be better than Jameis Winston when it's all said and done. But as of right now, as of February of 2022, Jameis Winston is better than Davis Mills right now, today. Now, I'm not saying in years later that Davis Mills might, who knows, Davis Mills might be a Hall of Fame. We don't know. But as of right now, Jameis Winston is better than Davis Mills. I don't care what nobody say. Check your sheet. Like you say, you better check that sheet. You better check that sheet. I don't even care about them picks. You better check that sheet. Because like I said, outside of the year, he threw 33 and 30. His pick and touchdown interception ratio is not really all that bad. It's really just is representation of what he is, a gunslinger, somebody who throws the ball in there. Now, I think he do trust his arm a little bit too much, and that gets him into a lot of trouble. He try to fix it in the tighter windows. He shouldn't, just because he has that type of arm. And like I said, people want to sit there and say Davis Mills has an arm. No, Davis Mills does not have an arm. He has a decent arm. And because you want to bring up how many deep passes he had. That's not how you judge arm strength. You do not judge arm strength based off of deep passes. You base it off of the type of throws they make. Can they throw across their body? Can they fit the ball in the tight windows? The hardest throw is actually a shorter throw, but they have to drill in to fit into a tighter window. That's harder to throw, and it requires more arm strength than dropping back and launching that bitch 40 yards. That's not how you judge arm strength. Also, another thing to judge arm strength is how the effortlessness of they use to throw that deep ball. Like, do they got to put all of it into it? Like David Mills, when he throws a deep ball, he got to put everything into it. People like Mahomes and Josh Allen, Andrew Luck, John Elway, Aaron Rodgers, they zip that thing. They flick that wrist and that ball comes out like that. They're not drilling it when they throw their deep passes. They're not out there just slinging it, giving it they all. Because that's how strong their arm is. It don't take all that. It don't take damn near every quarterback in the NFL who's a starting level quarterback at the very least can throw deep balls. Like I said before, when people say, "Oh, he can make all the throws," that is a very cliche comment that I can't stand. Because if they can't make all the throws, they would never make it to this level. Any random third string quarterback on any NFL team can make all the throws. Because that's what they're required to do to play the position. If they couldn't make all the throws, they put them at running back, receiver, tight end. They're not allowing them to play quarterback if they can't make all the throws. That's the reason why a lot of teams, emergency quarterbacks, be kickers and punters, and because they can't make all the throws. They can throw the ball some, but they can't make all the throws. That's the reason why they got to play another position. So anybody in the NFL who plays a quarterback position, no matter if you the MVP or you the bottom of the barrel or free agent, they can make all the throws. So don't give me that argument. Oh, he can make all the throws. Oh, he got arm. You better look at them catches, them passing through, them 50-yard passing through to Brandon Cooks. That does not judge arm strength unless he's back there flicking that wrist. Because I already told y'all that his mechanics is bad, that he just gets all on. He don't flick no wrist. I ain't never seen Davis Mills just flick a wrist and the ball zip. I seen Jameis do that though. Jameis got that arm strength. Jameis gonna throw that thing. He really is. So and the more I'm talking myself into it, I want it to happen. Now I want the Texans to go out there and get Jameis Winston. Like I said, now if he tries to charge too much and get this big elaborate contract, then no. Then no. It's a no-go. But if it's a 1-2 year deal, kind of like what they gave Tyrod Taylor last year, which was what they gave him 1 year. It was 1 year, $12 million, but that was incentive based. I think it was just off top. I think it might be an $8 million contract, and then I know it was $12 million, but it was incentive based to get the $12 million. I can't remember what the base is. Comment below and let me know if y'all know what the base is. I can't remember exactly if it was 8 or if it was 10, but I know for him to hit 12, he had to hit a whole bunch of incentives, which is like play full season, whoop whoop whoop, and we already know that didn't happen because he got hurt the second game of the year. I mean, if it's a contract like that, sign me up. If it's a 1-2 year contract, like a 1-2 year deal contract like that, where he only making like $12 million a year, sign me up. Because even if he gets beat out, even if David Mills wins the competition, I like him as a backup quarterback. At the very least, I like him as a backup quarterback. But I think he would beat Davis Mills out if he's getting the opportunity to. He would beat David Mills out. And I think what Pep wants to do, I think better suits Davis Mills. I mean, what Pep wants to do better suits what Jameis Winston brings to the table more so than Davis Mills. So he fits his offense more. At the very least, wherever his playbook is in his mind, wherever he got, he can use it to his full advantage with Jameis Winston. Outside, probably maybe like read options and run the football because Jameis ain't all that athletic. Like he not like that. But neither is Davis Mills. So neither one of them gonna be into it. Andrew Luck could run the football a little bit more. Justin Herbert can move a little bit more. Cardale Jones not so much. So who's to say like his playbook probably would be from a RPO standpoint or read option standpoint probably wouldn't be fully open. But I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So like, share, subscribe, comment below if you haven't. Click that bell, get more videos. I holla.